People think that entrepreneurship is all about the business.
That's not true. Absolutely not true. Once you know yourself, who you are, what do you want, what you already know within yourself, you will definitely be successful. That I guarantee you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Personal Development for Entrepreneurs. I'm Ikram Khan and I'm here today with my good friend and mentor, Dr. Linda Palachili. Hi, Dr. Linda.
Hi. Good evening.
In today's episode of Personal Development for Entrepreneurs, we're going to be talking about mindfulness, a simple technique for daily presence. One simple technique. So, in my experience in the short time that I've been alive, I've read a lot about mindfulness. I've come across the word multiple times. A lot of people use it, but and there's various forms, from meditation to practicing awareness, relaxing. Lots of things have been promoted and suggested as to how to be mindful. But for me, and this is someone who's tried many things, but one thing that has worked for me in terms of being mindful and having that daily presence is something that you taught me, Dr. Linda, which is the review. So your principle in life, or your proof for everything that you've done, or everything that you keep in terms of being self-organized, is right goal review. We often talk about right goal. We do speak about the review sometimes, but I think in today's episode, it will be good to do a deep dive into this, because this is a practice that has really helped me to be mindful. Do you want me to talk about how I studied the system?
The people who view this, if they can understand from your perspective, what did you learn, why did you learn, and how did you learn? Those kind of elaboration will be very good for them to give it a.
Yeah. So I've got this the usual story that I tell everyone who asks me about time management and self-organization. I always talk about how you and I met, and how at that point of me meeting, I've actually known you much earlier than the, when we first met to discuss time management, right? But all the while, I thought, because you carried the doctor in front of your name, I always thought you're a medical doctor, until a strategy consultant who came into my company to help us develop our strategy. He was using your planner, right? And he seemed to be so organized and was able to capture everything that he's doing on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, into his planner. So I told myself this is something I need. And that was a time in my life where I've told it to you also. I think I was at the point where I was desperate for a solution to manage my time. I felt I didn't have enough time to do the things that I needed to do. I felt that I was behind on a lot of things that I needed to do. And I felt I wasn't completing many of the things that I started. And this causes a lot of stress. It's impossible to be mindful when you're running around in like a chicken without a head. And then that guy then told me that this planner was something he got from you. And then I realized that I'd known you all this while, and I gave you a call, came to your house, and got the planner. So of course your planner is one of the best things that's been invented for time management and self-organization. But one of the most unique things about this is that it actually has a space where you've got to answer this question: was I productive today? Right? And then in the ruler that comes together with the planner, there's the motto right goal review. And I tried it for the first 1 month, and it absolutely changed my life, because the act of reviewing yourself brings about an awareness that is, if you meditate, you can achieve awareness, but it's hard trying to get your mind to be still and not think about anything else and try to be mindful. I think is one of the hardest things in the world. And then you come up with this where you're writing, you're reviewing yourself or writing. It's so much easier compared to sitting down in a meditative pose and trying to meditate or clear your thoughts. I found this was one of the best way to clear my thoughts, as in journaling things, but also it made me very aware of my weaknesses, my strengths, my ability, because the act of sitting down and asking yourself, was I productive today? And if the answer is a yes, it is still, how can I be better tomorrow? Right? It's a series of questions that keep going on. And every day, if you can transform yourself just a little bit, or just gain understanding, okay, today I didn't complete the task I needed to do. And then the next question is why? And then you go into like, okay, why did these are the reasons why I didn't complete my task. You just become so much aware that this is my problem and this is what I need to fix. And this is how I need to go about it. So becoming, for me, that's how I became mindful. By doing the review, and I think it's a method that is simple. I'm not putting down meditation. I mean, all those are great, and they do have their value. But this is one of the simplest ways to become mindful. And I'm hoping that this is something we can go deep into today, and we can give the science behind it, if you like, on this review, and how should our viewers be doing it so that they can appreciate mindfulness as well.
Very good. Yeah, you're right. Ikram, we treat the word science. That means you do that experiment and somebody can duplicate the experiment. So it becomes a scientific research. Am I right? There is a value added to it. You measure it and then become a scientific term, right? Right. And this is the way we have been indoctrinated by the colonizers, people who came to colonize us, and that's how the whole thing started. They set the standard we have to follow, right? But just take an example. When I talk to you as an example, and I tell you about the review, what will review do to you? How can review improve you? How you can do this now, and then you take it and try it, and it is useful to you. Isn't that scientific also?
Yes, I think there's an English saying, right? The proof is in the pudding. You do it, you experience it, and that's definitely is the best method of getting to know something.
That's right. You see, but Ikram, this is what I'm trying to tell you, that throughout my life, ever since I wanted to learn how to read and write, this is the journey that I took. And it has been close to about roughly 70 over years now. And what made me as I am is because of this one thing. Although I coiled the word review later on in life, when I was about 20, 21, then I coiled this word. Already the word review was there, but in relation to what I was doing, the right and the goal was something very early in life. I already, very important thing. But the review one, I developed it further, and even yesterday also, I found another way to review myself, and it's a constant process. But why do you Why do you, as a human, why do you have to review? Because, Ikram, very important for all humans to understand. And that is that human, almost every human is unconscious most of the time or some of the time. Unconscious of what is happening to you, unconscious of what he's doing. He relies quite a lot on his unconscious behavior. Why? It came with you when you developed yourself in your mother's womb. All those development took place unconsciously. You understand what I'm saying or not?
Yep.
Take another example. I mean, you have a heart, you have a kidney, you have a digestive system, you have a brain, you have an eye, you have a ear, everything you have, right? But they are all independently doing things unconsciously. Is that correct?
Correct. That's
Correct.
right.
Now, we talk about consciousness as a word, and yet no one can describe or know how to describe what is consciousness. So I've introduced to you, not a concept, and that is that we do things unconsciously. And when we do things unconsciously, we do it because we have done it yesterday, the day before, and all that. And then I said consciousness. Now, review is to bring about awareness in you. This is what I discovered at the very early age, about 13, 14. Because when the teacher was teaching me how to read and write, he had this habit of always repeating everything that was done the day before and the day before and the day before, and then bringing it back. And this is how, if I thought about it, when I go back, I could physically lift myself from today to go back 4 days ago or 5 days ago, a week ago, go to that space and come back again to today. That's how I developed the concept of reviewing myself. Now, what happens is when you do your review, you must understand, not everybody wants to improve himself. Do you agree with this statement?
I agree. Yes.
Why?
Right.
Why?
I think, to me, what I feel is most people are lazy. It's a lot of effort to.
Think again, Ikram. Think again. Is it laziness or he's not aware?
Well, it could be multiple reasons. I think, yes, not being aware is also definitely one of them.
You see, because as a child, when you came out of your mother's womb, you want to do many things. You want to do many things. You see things, you're absorbing information into your freshly minted outside world. You came from the inside of a mother's womb, and when you come outside, you are seeing so many things different. You are absorbing. The speed of your absorption is very rapid. No computers can calculate, Ikram. Okay? And because of that, you were always held back. No, not this, not that. Your mother is cautious of you and didn't want you to learn too many things too quickly or to do things. So there was this prevention. So in a lot of way, what happens is when we see something new, we want to learn it quickly. We absorb the data, but we never review the data to see, hey, is it correct? Can it be better? Is there a better way to do it? So I started this process of daily asking myself very simple question, as you mentioned just now, Lana. First thing is, always ask hey, I've spent a whole day. What did I achieve today? That prompts me to think back. That process of review is extremely powerful. If you're honest with yourself, you will realize your achievement on a daily basis can be improved drastically. It's like a rocket like that. You will, because you become aware, hey, I could do more. I was not paying attention to this. So the first thing to learn is, hey, what did I achieve today? And the answer is not much. That's a bad answer, because you are just running away from truth. But if you sit down and analyze it, you will find that actually in one day, you achieve very little. So then you realize your own potential of being able to do more. Whether you work for somebody, whether you work for yourself, or you're simply doing nothing. Okay, and you wouldn't realize that not most humans do not like to review what they have done. You realize that, don't you?
Yeah.
Because when you review, you will find the faults you have made or the things that need to be improved. Am I making any sense?
No, it's absolutely true. I've spoken to many people. I mean, we've helped a lot of people with the system. And I noticed that the scheduling part is okay. It's easy to get people to do it. The writing part, yes, there's some resistance, but it's easy to get it. But the review part is very tough to get people to do it daily.
Now, Ikram, when I was 60 years old, I put together all my reviews that I've done throughout my entire life until that age. And that's why I published the book called One Day at a Time. It was based on the review that I compiled all that information. And I was collecting it and filing it and keeping it. And then it became very easy. The review is the one that triggered me to constantly make a record. So all I had to do was search the record, and voila, One Day at a Time came out. And I published it when I was 60 years old, So imagine that, okay? Now I'm 80. 20 years ago, I wrote the book. And as I look at it, today, just take today as an example, okay? When we talk about a review, the first thing is that this technique is so easy, and yet people don't do it because in a lot of ways, we rely on our unconscious behavior. We do not want to we don't want to look at the creating and increasing our awareness. See, once you increase your awareness, automatically you become very productive, no matter what you do. As an entrepreneur, which is the group of people we are always targeting to reach them, whether you are a tech entrepreneur, you're any kind of entrepreneur, or just buying a melon and turning it into something else. As an entrepreneur, it requires you to be constantly aware. That awareness will come if you review. If you review what you have done, regardless of what you do, if you just review, you will find there is a way to improve it.
That's right. Correct.
That to me is the first thing. That means what you can do in a day will improve automatically. The second question I ask myself very, very consistently is, what did I learn today? That becomes the toughest thing. What did I learn today? In the beginning, I was writing many things I've learned, because I was actually learning. But as I grew older and older, the learning became less and less. Meaning, I know that already. But you see, I also did not realize at that time 80-20 rule. I think I know, but what I know is only 20%. 80% I don't know. So it required me to ask, go deeper into, okay, you have done this, you have learned this, but is there a way to improve it? Is there a way to improve what I'm doing? That became my journey, probably around about 24, 25, constantly looking at improving everything that I do. I want to improve. I want to make it better. And you know, Ikram, the most difficult things to do is to constantly remain improving yourself. Or as they say, no, you have to improve yourself, otherwise you become irrelevant. You're not relevant anymore. Business die. Correct or not? You build the business, after some time, you are irrelevant. And business have gone away. It happens, right? You must stay relevant. In relationship, you must stay relevant. Otherwise, there's no relationship. Whether it's a marriage, a child, whatever you do, you must constantly remain relevant. And to be relevant, what did I learn today? Out of what I did, what did I learn today? And from that learning, can I improve it? The second thing that needs to be done in the review. Now, if you take your job, take whatever you're doing, and ask the second question, what did I learn from what I've done? And now you have to start really thinking. Now, remember this, okay? Intelligence, we're dealing with two parts. The pure intelligence you have and the intellect. The intellect part of you is constantly reviewing something, editing something, cutting. It's a cutting instrument, the intellect part of it. Okay, it can dissect, can analyze, but that's not learning, you know. It's taking the same information and dissecting it. That's not learning. You are reviewing to see what you have missed out. But pure intelligence inside you. But pure intelligence will only come to you when you stop all the thoughts that are coming in, you know. This is through your intellect that's coming in. If you stop it and say, no, I know that. I'm looking for something different. That intelligence is inside you. It's not out in a book or out in a library or right in some bloody holy place. No. It's inside you. That human must understand. Intelligence is sitting inside, right inside you. But we don't even, you see, your eyes look outside, right? Can you look inside or not?
No.
So how do you then look inside? See?
With the mind, is it?
Sorry?
With your mind, you look inside with your mind.
Yes. That's why, what did I achieve today goes in. What did I learn today goes in. These questions triggers you to think inside you, not outside of you. And the last question that I have, which I always ask myself is, was I productive today? Now, that's a big word. Productive meaning satisfaction. Were you satisfied with today? People say productivity is measurable. Yes, you can measure your own satisfaction. Can or cannot, Ikram? It's far more difficult, isn't it? People measure you, but all false. But if you measure yourself, you know, Ikram, you have sat for exams. After sitting for the exam, you know whether you've done well or not before the results come out, isn't it, Ikram?
Yeah, correct.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes, absolutely.
In anything that you do, you know yourself. When you say, was I productive today? And your answer will be, could have been better, no? So let me repeat that again, Ikram. Okay, number one, what did I achieve today? What did I learn today? And was I productive today? Is a review concept that I developed very early in life. And I use that to progressively talk to people. And I know it's not easy. It is the most difficult thing, as you just now said. But it is not laziness. Do you want to do it or not? Do you want to improve yourself or not? If you want to improve yourself, you will do this. But if you don't want to improve yourself, never mind, no. Move on. No. But you see, Ikram, again, Ikram, you will know that it is not going to a university, getting a degree that makes you more productive or better person. It doesn't, isn't it? Isn't it? It's you that it can. Only you can improve. Only you can make it better. The constantly reviewing yourself will take you to become a better human being. In fact, your understanding will become better.
Yeah.
You get me? So is it easy? No, it's not easy. Is it difficult? Yes, it's difficult. But the question is, do you want to do it? So therefore, you know, I designed a simple format called daily review. And in the system, we provide that for you too. And there are 148 things in a month that you can record and review it in a very simple way. Was I, what did I achieve today? What did I learn today? Was I productive today? By rating it 1 to 4, I've designed a form which you are quite familiar with that, right? So basically, Ikram, when you do that, you are actually creating awareness. That awareness automatically brings you to another level of mindfulness of your present day, of your day today. When you reach that level, and then you are very mindful of what you have done, very mindful of whatever you have got a result from whatever you did, and then takes you to one more level, which is, so from this, I've learned this. So when I move forward, there are few things I would have to do differently, or a different way to do it. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. It does. I've experienced it myself. If I can share an example, Linga, when I started writing the review and slowly becoming mindful, so I asked the same questions. What did I achieve today? What did I learn today? Was I productive? And then gradually I became more interested in going through. So I would even start, if something affected me badly, so I'll say, this afternoon I got angry. Why? And I can tell today with a certain level of pride that my anger has become, I won't say it's gone away completely, but it's a very manageable point. Just not by trying hard to control my emotions, but just simply by becoming aware, just writing. I was angry today. Why? What triggered it? Was my reaction to it correct? And just those series of questions. I find that today I'm not such an angry person. And it didn't take a lot of effort in terms of trying to control yourself. It just very naturally by simply becoming aware, mindful of what I was doing.
Again, Ikram, if you look at the We Planner, or if you look at my book, the One Day at a Time, on the 6th of September, it talks about human stupidity. And human stupidity, not asking due to fear. Fear of being taught by other people that you are presumptuous. Okay? Not only you are presumptuous, you are inquisitive, or you are stupid. And our education system, especially when we were colonized, we are still using the colonized version of education, Ikram. We've not changed. All over Asia, we're still the same as what we were when the colonizers were told us, this is what you know. We have not developed out of that system yet. Our education system actually does not teach us to become intelligent, to analyze, hey, should I be thinking like this? It doesn't allow us to think. It allows us to be subdued, to be controlled. And this is one of the things human must recognize. Nobody can control you. Nobody can. Only you can control yourself, isn't it?
Right.
So the more you ask and review yourself, the more you will see that what other people are doing are not that good anyway. I'm not saying go there and do a riot. No, I'm not saying that. No? At least you will then get out of this norm. And that's why you become an entrepreneur, right? Because you think there's a better way to do that, right?
That's right.
And this, in the future, will become even more, Ikram, even more. It's not the big corporate. No, it's the single person, the Ikram, the Venga, the whatever, Ahmad, or even a Grab rider or a delivery person. Yeah, if he can only think a little bit and say, can I do this in a better way? Is there a better way for me to make the delivery? Will he improve or not?
He would.
He would, isn't it? So constantly, this is what must be done. A review helps you to become a better human being to begin with. First of all, among all the animals, we are the best. Yes? We are the best.
Correct.
Can we be even better?
Of course.
Of course we can, right?
Yeah.
Now, so while every human is developing and becoming better, and if you are not also becoming better, will you be left behind or not? You see, Ikram, see, one of the greatest thing in human history is there seems to be all the time there is a disparity between the rich and the poor. The rich and the poor is a disparity because our system doesn't want the poor people to think for themselves, to come out of this. They know how to give aid, but to let them think for themselves. But our ancestors taught us how to plow the field, how to do cultivation, isn't it? They were not afraid. They were never afraid that you will learn and you become better than me. Were they afraid?
No.
How come suddenly humans have this division? To me, the review should break that completely. Once you review whatever you've done, you will do it better. That I take a bet with you. Do I make any sense or not?
Of course. Wow. I mean, I've experienced it myself in terms of improving as a person and becoming mindful of the things that I'm doing on a daily basis.
If every person that report to you, Ikram, if they do this review, will they be better or not?
They would, definitely. And that's what I've told everyone, all my colleagues who report to me, that I tried to pass this down the right way review method, and I've even shared your book, the one step, one day at a time. which has got the section on
Right.
what have I done, what have I achieved. And I try to get people to practice it because I know absolutely if you start doing that, just asking about the thing, how did I do today? Just that simple question, it leads to so many discoveries if you do it consistently.
See, Ikram, one of humans' failure, you can never ever be contented. Once you become contented, you become complacent. But being complacent means that you're doing the same thing over and over again. Correct or not?
Right. Yep.
So my version of review is, I've done this, I'm happy with it. Can I make it any better? Is there another way to do it better? Now, I must also tell you, during the pandemic, this 4 years now, I work on this program with people and all that. I notice that those who are doing extremely well on a scale, I can see that those who review consistently, their improvement is 1,000%. They themselves can see themselves in relationship, in children, in husband-wife relationship, in employer relationship, partners. I can see that they talk to me very openly about this, and they constantly talk to me about, hey, I have this issue. How do what can I do to make it so constantly there is a way to look at things and improve. This is what I think the review is all about. It's not easy, but it's something that you need to do it if you want to improve yourself. The review answer.
I would like to qualify, yes, it's not easy, but it is the easiest of the many methods out there to become mindful and self-aware.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I think so, Ikram.
Ikram, we have a few more minutes. We don't have to wrap up. So, we've established, I think, in this conversation that review is one of the best ways to become mindful or aware of yourself. Are they, if one of our listeners wanted to start doing a review today, right now, after this program, they're going to go off and take a piece of paper and start reading, what would you advise this person to do? Like, how do you start the line of questioning, or is there, where do I start my review?
Okay, that's why I had the 3 phrases very clearly defined just now when I was going through. Number 1, he or she must ask herself this simple question. Hey, what have I achieved today? Or what did I achieve today? That achievement is his or her achievement. What did I achieve today? She must pencil that down. And once she has done that, okay, could you have done it in a different way? Is there a way to improve it? That's a starting point. So whatever you've done, if you say, no, that's the best I can do, you're telling yourself there is no room for improvement. And Ikram, ever since we became human up to now, we're improving every day, right? So the question to ask earnestly is that, what did I achieve today? And you put it down. And I say, hey, okay, I've achieved this. Am I happy with that? Am I happy with what I've achieved? Is there a way to improve it? That's number 1. Number 2, and importantly, is that, what did I learn today? Not what you learned yesterday, today. And that's a bit difficult, because if you're not constantly paying attention, you will not be able to get it. But start. Anything that you thought, hey, yeah, I learned this and I learned, put it down. Doesn't matter. But keep the book. Keep that. Okay? I've learned. And from then on, okay, I've learned this today. Now, how am I going to apply this tomorrow? Okay? Now, what you are doing is you are taking out information sort of inside you, bringing it to the conscious level, and then putting it back into your subconscious level again. So there's always be a discussion within yourself. That's where the intellect and your intelligence will be able to help you circumvent that. Okay.
Right.
And then, and finally, Lana, was I productive the whole day? Productive is personal. Are you happy with what you have done? Did it satisfy you? Productive is not, yes, I made money. That's the easiest thing to do. But self-satisfaction. So if you have self-satisfaction, then you will constantly improve. That's what I would suggest that you take a look at it. They're a very simple way. They can always reach you or me, and they can always reach us by email, or or even in this program they can write it down, whatever they want, and we can always handle that or help them. If they leave their number behind, I can call them, or you can call them and help them out, Lana.
Absolutely. So just as a reminder to all our viewers, if you've got any questions at all regarding today's episode, you can type them down in the comment section below. We'll try to answer them as fast as we can. Or you can just drop a direct message via Facebook to Venga, and he'll be more than happy to answer your questions. We've come to the end of the episode, Dr. Venga. Thank you so much for taking a deep dive with me into the review. I hope that was useful for all our listeners as well. For me, this has been absolutely a game changer, something that has transformed the way the person that I am, the simple act of doing the review. It's, to me, it's I know you mentioned just now, it's hard, but it was the easiest of the many methods out there to becoming mindful. Once again, thank you very much, Dr. Venga, and our listeners, thank you very much for tuning in today. Good night.
You're welcome, Mikhail.